I got some of the feedback back from the Toastmasters speech that I gave on Thursday night at Pegasus. So it's the contest speech that I won with on Wednesday, and I gave it again on the Thursday night. And they do their feedback in a different way. So you have an evaluator, but then you also have everybody giving sort of personal feedback. And it was really useful. Quite interesting, actually, in that the same thing came up a couple of times. Or two things came up a couple of times in particular. One of them was I'd been doing this kind of words of the last few years, the Oxford English Dictionary Word of the Year 2018, 2019, and then 2012, and 2020 there were 47 words of the year, and I had a load of them on a flip pad which I was flipping over, and somebody mentioned that it actually made a really awful sound because obviously it's quite close to the mic, which I can't hear, so it was useful to get that feedback. And I've got a different way. I can just get them on separate pieces of paper and just take them off one by one. So that was useful. But the other thing that came up for a few times, I mean, basically people were very, very complimentary of the speech, picked out a couple of things that they thought I'd done well, as is the Toastmasters way. And then when they were sort of pressed to come up with a recommendation, something I could improve on, it wasn't necessarily something I could necessarily improve on. It was just something that they thought could be interesting to experiment with. And that was to present the speech standing up. Which is interesting because it's something I've kind of thought about a lot over the last year or so as I've been doing so much presenting virtually. Could I do the same? Could I present standing up? Would it change things? Normally, if I was presenting on a stage, then of course I'd be standing up to do it. Now, I actually quite like sitting down. I feel like I'm able to maintain a pretty good energy from a sitting position, but I am wondering whether or not if I'm really going to have a chance of taking this particular speech all the way, if it needs to be delivered standing up. Now, the downside to that is that I'm not set up to deliver a speech from standing up with the background and everything else that I use. So there need to be a little bit of playing around to achieve that, and then I don't know, because I'm so used to and so comfortable delivering sitting down, would that then drop my performance just because I'm standing up? So it's an interesting one. I might have to have a little bit of an experiment with that to see what difference I can make. I could always try kind of pushing the camera back a little bit more as well and see if that makes a difference. So actually you can just see a bit more of my upper body, because if I'm like this, if I'm gesticulating, then you can't see my hands, and occasionally they'll come up off the screen line. So I'm normally sort of around here, that much, but even then I've got to be gesticulating up here to get the hands in. So if it's further back, then maybe that will make a difference. So a little bit of playing around, but it was useful and interesting to read the feedback this afternoon. But that's as far as my progress and updates goes for the speaking goals. I'm presenting on Monday, so I've got a little bit of prep work to do for that tomorrow, but otherwise I'm all good and set for that. And I've got a couple more presentations to give this week as well. And there is something else actually that came up on Friday morning, which I'll check in with on maybe tomorrow or next week's updates. But that's also quite an exciting little opportunity as well. But for now, that'll do. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.